Ahoy there folks, I'm Captain Benzie and welcome to another video for EVE Online. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the fourth and final aspect of the Air Career Program. Now for those of you who don't know, the Air Career Program is a really cool new feature that was added as part of the EVE Evolved update back in June 2022, and it's a really cool system that entices new players to try new things by offering everything from a few basic ships and skills all the way up to like a whole ton of skill points. If you complete the Air Career Program, it's 750,000 skill points up for grabs, alongside some really cool, unique, exclusive skins. Now, I've already covered the Enforcer, the Explorer, and the Industrialist of the Air Career Program aspects. Today we're going to be looking at the Soldier of Fortune, because the other three are pretty easy to do solo. You just kind of go out there and do the things it says. The Soldier of Fortune one is a little bit trickier, especially if, like me, you're not a huge fan of PvP. Ultimately, being part of Signal Cartel, I'm only allowed to engage in PvP as part of a defensive action anyway, so that means that PvP stuff can actually be kind of hard to do. I'm going to show you how you can do this very, very quickly and easy in today's video in order to get that final set of skins and skill points, because remember, if you're going through the career program, not only do you get the 100,000 skill points for finishing that particular career, and in the case of the Soldier of Fortune one as well, it's the Phantasm, Orthros, Stratios, and Cinnabal skins. Also, you'll need to do the Soldier of Fortune one to finalize the entire program and earn that final 125,000 skill points. So today's video is going to show you how we're going to do that. Now, if you do enjoy this video, please, it really helps me out if you can take a split moment just to click that like button. It is a huge help to me and to this channel. Subscribe to the channel for all things EVE, and if you want to keep me doing what I'm doing and want to go the extra mile to do so, well, I've got a Patreon page that you can pledge to support and a Redbubble merchandise store where you can buy some exclusive swag. All that said and done then, let's talk about the Air Career Program, specifically the Soldier of Fortune wheel. Now, I've done already the Enforcer, the Explorer, and the Industrialist tabs. If you are interested in those, there will be links in the description that will take you through. Those will also give you a basic overview of what the Air Career Program is. I'm assuming if you're doing the Soldier of Fortune one, you've at least done the Enforcer already. In fact, I would recommend doing the Enforcer one already, because it will give you a load of ships, a load of skills, and stuff that will really help out with this one. Now, assuming you've done that, assuming you are now looking finally to the Soldier of Fortune activities, you may be wondering, how on earth am I going to do these as a non-PvP player? Remember, as I said, Signal Cartel do not engage in PvP unless in self-defense, which means some of these are going to be ridiculously hard to do, right? Well, no. Not really, and we'll come to that in a second. Now, the first and most obvious one to start with is the career agent missions. Now, I'm in Thera, so I don't get this fully here, but if you haven't done them already, click on the agency in your Neocom, go to Agents and Missions, and then Career Agents. These are sort of those starting tutorial missions. There are 10 missions given to you, and there are 3 different career agents for each of the main empires. Me being Minmatar, for example, they're in Hadagogo, Malaka, and Embod. Those are the 3 systems you can head to in order to do the career missions. If you've already done the career missions before the Air Career Program came along, you're going to have to do them again to head out to one of the other agencies in your systems and complete them there. Now, ultimately, the career agent missions are really, really easy. They pretty much give you everything you need to complete them. There's no PvP required. It is completely PvE combat. And if you've done the Enforcer missions as well, you will have a good sort of stock of basic frigates, which is all you need to get through this anyway. And you get a good total amount of career points. There's about 100 career points in total, a whole ton of ISK from it, and some things here like the expert systems for the Soldier of Fortune. Now, once you've done the career agent missions, some of the other stuff may have already completed. For example, the combat here, kill 75 enemies with a frigate. If you've come back into these and you're doing these career agent missions with a destroyer, you may have already done some of these ones as well. Again, you'll find that by doing some of the Enforcer stuff in the Air Career Program, you will already have done some of the Soldier of Fortune ones, that combat one being the most obvious. I've got those 75 enemies with a frigate just from doing the Enforcer side of things, so you will have some of these already. Beyond this, there is then the social tab. Now, this is a really interesting and slightly controversial one. Now, send a message in chat is very easy to do. Add a new contact is another really simple one, as is send an Eve mail. Nice and easy. Find someone that you can just send those off to. Join a fleet, also very straightforward. You can literally just go into your character sheet when that loads, right-click your name, and then form fleet with. And if you form a fleet with yourself, that's absolutely fine. That will do it. That ticks it off for you there. I got this one just by doing Abyssal Dead Spaces, which I need a fleet to fleet with myself to do. The annoying one here is join a corporation. If you're already in a corporation, this one, as you can see, does not tick itself. I'm hoping that CCP will fix this as one of the few that does actually look at your history and tick it off, because that can tell that I'm in a corporation right now. Surely the game knows I'm in a corporation. It should be able to tick that one, because obviously if I drop corporation, it's 24 hours before I come back in. And simply put, 75,000 ISK isn't overly much. It's nice early on though. 30 career points though is quite a big boost in this particular system. And the Needlejack filament is kind of nice as well, and it just sucks that I would have to drop my corporation, wait 24 hours, and come back in order to get that one. That's not ideal, but hey. The next ones get a little bit more tricky to do. Electronic warfare, PvP, capacitor warfare, these kind of things are a little bit more difficult if, like me, you're not a PvP player. Let's have a look at them. If we go into electronic warfare, for example, it's to webify 5 capsuleer ships, target paint 5 capsuleer ships, warp disrupt, warp scramble, and weapon disrupt 5 capsuleer ships. Now, I can't engage in PvP unless someone attacks me first, right? So those are going to be tricky for me to do, unless you find a friend. Finding a friend makes these stupidly easy. Train the basic skill for each of those, so you'll need to have like the Stasis Webifier skill at 1, Target Painter at 1, Weapon Disruption at 1. They take like 15 minutes to skill. Train into those very quickly, fit the cheapest version of those modules, grab a friend, lock onto them, and then just literally tap on all of those 5 modules once and then turn them off again. A Heron is actually a really good ship for this because you've got the mid slots to fit absolutely everything there. Fit those 5 mid slots, lock onto someone, activate all 5 modules, turn them off, activate them all again, turn them off, activate them all again, turn them off, activate them again, turn them off, activate them a 5th and final time, and all 5 of those will now complete. It doesn't have to be 5 different capsuleer ships, just you've got to do it 5 times to a capsuleer ship. So if you've got a friend, those are nice and easy, right? That means that also if we go down to PvP, this is a pretty easy one as well. Deliver the final blow to 2 capsuleer ships, 3, 4 and 5 capsuleer ships. If you go down to Nullsec today, you're sure for a big surprise. Take a friend with you, warp to a safe point, and just literally blow up 5 cheap frigates. Unfortunately, I have tested this one. It does not work with corvettes. You do need some cheap frigates. So literally just a Heron or a Tristan or a Rifter or something like that. From doing all of the stuff like the agent missions plus the enforcer agent missions, you should have a load of cheap frigates anyway that you can just throw at each other. And that does also really help because there is a destruction tab here as well. Lose a ship, lose 5 ships, lose 10 ships, 15 and 20 ships. Now again, you can do this by being shot at by a friend. If they destroy you, not only do they get the killing blow for the previous one, you will also get progress around the destruction wheel here. Of course, if, like me, when I did this, I was a few off getting this particular one here, getting up to the 15, all I did then was literally just grab a cheap slasher, which I had left over from the agent missions, and I just flew it into the first anomaly I could find, went and put the kettle on, came back, and it had finished. Nice and easy, dock up and go and grab another one, rinse and repeat. Now, whilst you are there with your friend shooting at them with the electronics warfare, you can also do capacitor warfare. Take a neutralizer and a Nosferatu with you in your cargo hold, dock up after you've done all of the E-war, and then just newt and nos each other. Now, you do actually have to be flattening capacitor. If, for example, you're using a neutralizer and they are on 0 capacitor, it's not going to do anything. And of course, remember that Nosferatus can only drain if the enemy ship has more of their capacitor than you do. So you do have to watch that, and it does take a little bit of time to get that full 2000 gigajoules of neutralization and the 250 gigajoules of energy transference with a Nosferatu. This one takes a little bit of time time, but it's nice and easy to do. Again, just take 2 simple ships with you. Again, I used a Heron for this. It's nice and straightforward. Fit a neutralizer, fit a Nosferatu, and then just one of you drains, wait for the recharge, drain again, and just keep doing it until it's complete. Nice and easy, right? This ultimately as well can be done with dueling. Now, to duel someone, you just right-click on their name and then invite to duel. They will need to make sure that they've gone into their settings and allowed invites from unsolicited sources in order to do that, but ultimately, all you need to do is challenge someone to a duel once and then participate in 5 duels. Now, if you've got a lot of friends, this one becomes easier. If there's 15 of you, you can all actually, well, 16 of you, because you can't duel yourself, but 16 of you, you can all duel each other at the exact same time. Otherwise, you need to initiate a duel with someone, don't fire at them, wait for the 5 minutes to go off, and then keep doing that. So if you've got a lot of friends, this one's quite easy to do. And in fact, you can sort of get your alliance or corporation perhaps to run this as an event where they just get a whole load of you into a system, initially initiate duels against each other, do all of this Nosferatu neutralizing, all the electronic warfare, and then finally start blowing each other up for the PvP one. And while people are trying to blow each other up for the PvP one, you can come into the final one here of support. Now, this is about remote shield boosting and remote armor boosting, remote armor repairing, sorry. And again, this is nice and easy to do. You need 1 point in each of the skills there for a shield booster and an armor repairer. Just go for a basic one. Again, you do actually get a basic shield repairer as part of the Soldier of Fortune agent missions early on, the career missions. Those will give you a shield booster for, I think it's shield booster for Minmatar and the Kaldari ones. If you are doing Galente or Amar, you'll get the armor ones. So you can buy them cheap off the market as well, of course. Again, though, you do actually have to be repairing. If someone is already at full shield and you use a shield booster, it does not tick these up. So you are going to have to sort of shoot them a couple of times to get the shield down, then boost it back up and shoot them and boost it back up. It's a bit of a slow process, but hey, the fact is, ultimately, you can do all of this in one go. Form up a fleet with a couple of friends and just run this against each other. Sit there, lock on, run all your electronic warfare, dock up, grab a Nosferatu and neutralizer, do that one next, then grab your weapons, so like one turret, a shield booster, a remote shield booster and a remote armor repairer, shoot each other for a bit whilst repairing each other, duel each other, and then kill each other for the destruction and the combat. And it's really that simple. Ultimately, these are some really cool skins. I quite like if we go into the Stratios. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the Stratios anyway. It's not going to let me go in via that way, so let's go in the back way through the ship tree. Sisters of Eve, the Stratios Cruiser. Doesn't help that I'm on Zimbabwean Wi-Fi as well. There we are, there's the Aspirant Soldier in all its glory. It's a really cool looking skin. I love that sort of gunmetal and sort of vibrant red on the front there, along with the Soldier of Fortune written down the side. A little bit sad they don't have an Explorer version of the Stratios, but hey, if you want this skin, if like me you're an Explorer and you want this skin and you don't want a PvP, that's how you do it. Nice and straightforward, nice and easy, just a little bit time consuming so that you're not doing it solo. Anyway, folks, those are my thoughts and opinions on this one. I do hope you find that useful. I think that ultimately the Soldier of Fortune is the one that a lot of people are going to struggle with. And I think that ultimately if you fleet up with some friends and just head out to a system and just blow each other up with things like a cheap Heron. Herons are a brilliant one for this because you've got enough mid slots to fit all of those electronic warfare slots, and you've got 3 high slots as well. So you can have the Nosferatu and the neutralizer that first time, and then when you come back out that third time, you have a single weapon of your choice fitted. Something like a blaster is a good option for it because of the high damage that it can deal. But obviously any turret will work there. Shoot each other with that, and then repair with a shield booster and an armor repairer, which you can have in the high slots as well. Then just turn those off and kill each other. Nice and straightforward. Herons are an excellent option for this, and they are super, super cheap to buy and fit as well. Anyway, folks, that's about everything for today's video. Let me know how you get on with that. If it helps, well, hit like, subscribe to the channel. You know all the drill by now. Otherwise, thank you for watching right the way through to the end. Happy sailing, and see you in New Eden.